Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all, refreshed. It's a little after 9 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm here, James Mitchell here. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Mike Rosillo and Shea Omanara. We're going to be talking a little bit about the NFL this next half hour, but at first, let's do a little bit of an hour recap. First hour, we talked about St. John's basketball. We had Tyreek Turner on. Mm-hmm. Great interview.
Fox Sports, SNY, ESPN, and he's also an alumnus. Quite the resume.
Yeah, and he's the announcer for the St. John's basketball game, so he knows what he's talking about. Yeah. Also, we talked a little bit about Richie Incognito, that situation going on with the NFL. So it was, and also we talked a little bit about the problem with Aaron Rodgers, what he had. The small break in his collarbone. Now they have to roll with Seneca Wallace.
Yeah, right. But we have a special guest, surprise guest, and here to surprise you folks. He was here last semester here at Cover 3, our Cover 3 alumni, and he can introduce himself, but I'll introduce him for him. It's John Hargaden, a.k.a. Hargs. How you doing, man?
A.k.a. the Jets Pope, a.k.a. the Jets Czar, a.k.a. Hargy. What's up, man?
The Weatherman.
Former Cover 3 great.
What's up, brother?
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Good.
Well.
Great.
Good. How about you, Hargy? How you been?
Oh yeah, not too bad, thanks. Doing a little bit of that, but it's good to be on.
So, John, let's talk about these Jets. They, at home it seems like they're spot on, but on the road they're really flaky, and it's like they haven't lost back-to-back games. They haven't won back-to-back games, but they beat the Saints 26-20 at home, and the real conversation out of this is there's a lot of things that they can break down and stuff, but E.J. Manuel, who is he?
You mean Geno Smith?
Yeah. My bad. My mind was in another place because E.J. Manuel is going to possibly come back this week. That's going to strengthen up the AFC East. But with Geno Smith, who is this guy? Who is the real Geno Smith? Is he the guy who's going to extend the play and can run after it, stand tall in the pocket and toss downfield with a strong arm, or is he just a rookie bupkis?
I mean, guys, let's get right to it. Most of the time with the rookie quarterback, there is an adjustment level to the NFL.
Yeah.
College playbook not being that big and that detailed. NFL playbook is probably 5 times the size of a college playbook, and as well then different reads and pre-snap reads. Now, getting to Geno Smith here, guys, Mike, you made a great point of how they've had an excellent home record this year, but I believe they're 1-3 on the road. That's what happens when you have a rookie quarterback always going to a hostile environment. But, guys, you see the maturation of Geno Smith each and every week. Even though there are some weeks where he does not look good, and there are some weeks that he looks like the next Peyton Manning. But there is development there, guys. It's clear to me that with each and every snap he's playing in the NFL, he is only getting more and more familiarized with the NFL. Now, granted, he's had a few games here, a couple of picks here, a fumble there, but that's the whole learning process. And you have to give a lot of credit to first-year offensive coordinator Marty Morningway coming in this year, and also quarterback coach David Lee, who is the quote-unquote godfather of the Wildcat offense. But you guys have to give Geno Smith credit here this far into the season as the Jets are on their bye week this week.
Well, how you feel about their running game? Chris Ivory, I know he enjoyed his game, having a career high in rushing yards. How do you feel about the running game with Balil Powell and Chris Ivory?
How about Chris Ivory, guys? This is a guy that was on the totem pole all the way in the bottom in New Orleans with guys like Pierre Thomas and Mark Ingram and Darren Sproles, like all the way down on the depth chart. And what does first-year GM John Idzik do? Give up a 4th-round pick for this good running back. Now, granted, in the beginning of the season, his running game was not that good. Still the offense was trying to be learned by all the players and coaches in the system. So it took a little while. But guys, I have an interesting nugget here for you. Over 100 of Chris Ivory's yards on Sunday were all from after contact. This guy barrels into you, and he's not going down easy. He is always trying to gain that extra yard or trying to break that tackle. So over 100 of his yards from last week were from after contact.
No, I mean, he was always a talented guy. I did like him in New Orleans. I'm happy to see that he's got a starting role. I'm just unhappy that it's with the Jets. But I'm the biggest Jet hater out there, Hargy.
After that 40-yard run, though, I could just see his face. He was smiling.
I mean,
he
of
was
course.
Happy. He was ecstatic.
It was against his former team. But, listen, it's the offense is nice. You got your shiny Geno Smith. You got your brand-new Chris Iver and everything. But, Johnny, we all know why the Jets are above 500 right now. And that's because of their defense, mainly their defensive line with Mo Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson. How you feeling about those guys? You liking the first-round pick of Richardson?
Guys, I'm giddy.
As a schoolgirl, Johnny.
I mean, guys, come on. You see this Jet defensive line. Now, granted, I'm only 24, but this is the best. This is the best Jets front seven that I have ever seen. It is constant. This pressure is constant. It's coming from Wilkerson. It's coming from Richardson. Even old man Lumber, Calvin Pitts himself, with a huge sack on Sunday. How about Quentin Coples with that big 4th and 1 stop on that reverse? Coples containing that left side and turning the ball over. But guys, a guy who has become a possible All-Pro this season is Damon Snacks Harrison, a guy out of D2 William and Penn College. How about that? It's a guy who has lost 20 to 25 pounds as he came into this season. The guy is coming into his own. I was checking out Pro Football Focus the other day, and he has a rating of like a 20.1, one of the highest nose tackles in the league in terms of stopping the run.
Nice.
This Jet defensive front, guys, it's nasty.
Yeah, that's a big line that the running backs have to get by.
You mentioned Pro Football Focus. I've actually been going to them, too, to kind of analyze the game a little bit deeper. And let's talk about the secondary now, which I think is actually real questionable. And I think also, too, picking up on the blitz with the offensive line has been a problem, too, and protecting Geno Smith against coverage, and receivers being able to pick up on that as well. But let's first focus on Antonio Cromartie on the defensive end. I think he's been having a real down year compared to it. It was Pro Football Focus that actually ranked him the 106th on the depth chart. Cornerback came out of 107. So there's only one worse cornerback. Now, how they're doing that sabermetric and they're measuring that for me, I'm not going to figure that out because I'm not interested in the math because I'm not good at math. But with that being said, this guy, he allows 70 yards in receiving to Drew Brees. And when quarterbacks are passing him, had a 95 QBR rating. What's to be said about that? What do you think about Antonio Cromartie and the secondary having to tighten up for the Jets? A team that is allowing a whole other touchdown, 29 points on the road in weeks when they lose.
Mike, it's a good point. This Jets secondary has been a question mark this whole entire season. It all starts off with the first pick, number 9, D. Milner, quarterback from Alabama. He was a guy this year so far who has come off of hamstring injuries and trying to adjust to life in the NFL. Alabama, the national champions from last year, as we've been saying all along, guys, it's a huge jump from college to the NFL, no matter what team you play for. So, but guys, look at Antonio Cromartie as well, guys. He is this first year now without Darrelle Revis, with him and those lowly Tampa Bay Buccaneers down there. I think that MRSA infection is still spreading somewhere down there. But you look at the whole situation right now. Antonio Cromartie does have to play better.
He's a step up.
A Cincinnati game, perfect example when they lost 49-9. He was getting beat left and right, and especially off the play-action pass. But, guys, you need to look at the Saints game as well. I believe he played better in the Saints game, one of his best games all year. And this Jets secondary as well. Dean Milner stepped up on multiple occasions.
You're right.
Covering Lance Moore and covering Nick Toon, former Jet great son, Al Toon. But you look at this defense right now, guys, as a whole, a guy who has stepped out to me a lot is Antonio Allen, a 7th-round draft pick out of South Carolina. This is a guy, he is quickly becoming one of the better safeties on this Jet team. Now, he did suffer a head injury on Sunday, most likely a concussion. But with the Jets bye week, hopefully he will be better come the next week when they're playing. But also, too, DeJuan Landry. This is probably his best game in the Jets secondary against New Orleans. It was an all-around defensive effort on Sunday that stopped Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
No, yeah, it was. I mean, that's what you have to do to stop Drew Brees. You got to get the pressure on him, and he was pressured more than I've seen any time in recent memory with this Jets defensive line, and also the secondary. The secondary caused some sacks too because they wouldn't let guys get open. So Drew Brees had to hold on to it a lot longer, and you know what? You got Sheldon Richardson or Quentin Coples coming after him. So I mean, it was a great overall win for the Jets. You're right, Hardy.
When I was watching, the Jets versus the Saints, their pass rush, I was just thinking, as a Patriots fan, I'm scared for Brady whenever they play them again with Muhammad Wilkerson. Muhammad Wilkerson is just a freak of nature. Being that big with like 4.8 speed is just crazy. But I've been talking this with my friend that the Jets have a little Jekyll and Hyde going on. With 1 week, they'll get blown out. Sorry, Hargs. But
every other week, man.
It's every other week. You know it.
Yeah, then the next week, they'll beat any team known to man. They'll probably beat the Chiefs. It was that week. They'll probably could beat the Chiefs. So do you believe in that rumor, in that hypothesis, is the theory that it's every other week for the Jets? Or is it every other game for the Jets since they got a bye week?
Well, John, really what should be said here is, who are the Jets? Which team are they? Are they the team that has a +1 turnover? Or are they the team that's going to make the most penalties in all the league at 76? I mean, are they a more reserve team that knows its grounds and they're going to ride Geno Smith because he is their quarterback? Or are they a team that has inexperience and they're not at that caliber yet because they're going to make mistakes here?
I mean, guys, this whole mantra in the offseason and the season so far has been the C word, competition. It has always been for the next guy to step up or for one guy to overtake another guy in their spot, i.e., when Brian Winters beat out Vlad Dukas in the left guard competition. Guys, you remember those NFL preseason rankings? The Jets, in most of them, were either 30 or 32.
Yep.
Everyone were picking the Jets to draft Jadeveon Clowney with the first overall pick. The Jets right now, guys, are the 6th seed in the AFC playoff picture. How about that? Let that soak in for a second. How about the job that Rex Ryan has done with this team? It seems like the Jets have always taken this mantra, and it's happening once again, where it is everyone against us. When Mel Kiper Jr. put the Jets 32nd in his ranking, that was all the leverage that Rex Ryan needed for this team. You know, too, guys, how about Marty Morningwig? How about what he has continued to do to try to develop Geno Smith? I love the future right now of the New York Jets. Am I saying they're going to the playoffs this season? No, it's still too early. A lot of things can happen down the second half of the season. But, guys, Rex Ryan deserves a contract extension with this team. They are right now in the thick of the playoffs. And as a Jets fan, if you told me this before the season started, that we would be 5-4 after the bye week, sign me up any day of the week. Rex Ryan deserves to stay the head coach of the New York Jets.
It was glad having you back here, John, our Cover 3 Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Guys, it's always a pleasure. You know that. And we had some great times there for those 5 months or so.
Yep.
I will be in to see you guys soon. I'll make the trip into Queens, and I'll be on soon.
Yeah, when you're available, we'll work something out. We'll have you come into the studio, and you'll join us for a morning.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Hope all is well. Talk to you soon.
Deal. Beautiful. All right. Good talking to you, Johnny. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. Nice to hear from you.
So that was former Cover 3 member, also the Jets Pope, Jet Czar, John Hargaden. We'll be back momentarily here on Cover 3, 28 minutes past the hour. It's now at 9:28. We'll be back with the news momentarily after this.